I've been out foraging for Ramson. What's Ramson roll? It's just wild garlic. I'm gonna use that to make a delicious fresh pasta dish. But make sure you get the right thing. You're probably gonna smell it before you see it, but if you have any doubts, just rub the leaf and you're gonna definitely smell that garlic. You can find this stuff absolutely everywhere. You can find it in any forest near you, or any park or green area. Chances are you're gonna find it there. That's not where I recommend picking it up from though, as I'd rather have mine potentially being pissed on by deer rather than humans. Anyway, speaking of potential piss, let's clean this up. I'm just gonna get a big bowl and empty the whole bag in here. If you're wondering, you can keep that in the fridge into a sealed box with a wet cloth for up to a week. I'm just gonna fill this up with some cold water and give it a little tumble. Then I'm just gonna strain these. Now on the stove here I have a double operation going on. I have a pot of boiling water in which I'm gonna dump the Ramson and I'm gonna blanch it for 30 seconds. And in this little pan I'm gonna toast some pine nuts. So I got a bowl of ice water here into which I'm gonna drop my Ramson so that I stop the cooking. And if you're wondering, the reason why I blanched it in the first place is to lock in that chlorophyll or that vibrant green color of it. I can totally smell the pine nuts that are way too toasty now, but it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna use about this much. Remember, this stuff is potent, and the rest I'm just gonna squeeze out of all its water, or as much as I can squeeze out, and throw it in a plastic bag into the freezer. The wild garlic season is kind of short. It's from the end of February until sort of the beginning of April. But I live in Northern Europe and it's the end of April and this thing is still kicking about. So if you can still get some, go pick a bunch, blanch it and throw it in the freezer. And that way you have it throughout the whole year because it's good stuff. I'm gonna dump this into the blender along with the very toasted, let's face it, burnt pine nuts. It's fine. To that I'm gonna grate some Parmigiano. Alright, this much. How much is that roll? I don't know. How much would you like? I'm gonna pour a bunch of olive oil. Like a good glug. Pinch salt. A little crack of black peppies. And we shall begin blending. Now this is not really gonna be a pesto, more of a sauce. I almost forgot. I'm gonna squeeze the juice of 1 lemon. Check it out. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna scoop that out into a little bowl. It's intense, it's garlicky, but it's super fresh at the same time. All that's left to do is cook the pasta. And what I've got here is some beautiful tagliatelle. I'm gonna season the water with a couple pinches of salt, and in goes the pasta. You might be thinking that this is too little water. I want to use all of it. So I'm going to start with a little bit less and then add more if I need to. I'm actually going to let that steam for a second, just so that the pasta softens and I don't break it. There it is, now it's loose. And this is not going to take very long to cook, probably 4 or 5 minutes max. I'm going to taste a bit. It's getting close to al dente, so I'm going to start adding the sauce. I'm gonna start with maybe 2, maybe 3 spoons of it and see how it goes. I want to finish cooking it into the sauce for the last minute or 2 so it gets a chance to absorb it. Remember, the pasta is gonna thicken up on the plate, so if you think it's looking too loose now, don't worry about it. Cooking down all the water is also gonna concentrate the starch, which is gonna thicken it up. And we're there. And there it is. Let's dig in. It's so good. Wild garlic tastes like something between normal garlic and spring onions. It's pungent, but at the same time it's super fresh. The lemon is also a key element. You need some wild garlic in your life, so go pick some and cook this. I promise you, you won't regret it. Roll out.